Here we go. Welcome to Caleb's Basketball Pod. For this episode, we're going to talk a little mini MVP race right now. Going to do my top 5 MVP candidacy at this moment. We're going to do it like a countdown, and we're going to count upward. Let's start with number 5. We'll go with Donovan Mitchell, number 5. A lot of people is going to say, oh, well, is he really the most effective from this undefeated Cavaliers team? I think it's more than just effectiveness. It's more than just scoring. It's just for leadership. You see the leadership from Donovan Mitchell on this Cavaliers squad right now. He is just really, you see him talking to guys. You see him taking a step back, allowing other people like Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and just anyone on the team get more shots up just from taking a step back. That's huge. And I will have Donovan Mitchell at number 5 on my MVP candidacy. Let's go number 4. Let's go Kevin Durant. Right now we're just seeing KD, and I don't know how, we don't know. This is early season. We don't know how long this is going to last, but we just see KD stepping up in the clutch. Phoenix Suns struggled last season on finishing teams off in the fourth quarter. They were the worst fourth quarter team in all of the NBA. That's worse than the Detroit Pistons, the Utah Jazz, the Washington Wizards. That's worse than any of them. Phoenix was just not effective in the fourth quarter. It takes someone the talent of Kevin Durant to step up and be that guy in the fourth quarter. And right now he is being that guy for the Suns. He's stepping up in the clutch. He's taking them home in a lot of close games. KD is number 4 for me. And let's go number 3. Let's go Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis's numbers right now are just out of this world. He is playing really good basketball when the ball's being put in his hands and the offense is running through him. My only downside on why he's not number 1, to be honest, in my list is the Lakers just dropping some easier games you'd expect them win. They lost to Detroit last night, on Monday night. You most definitely expect the Lakers be able to beat the Detroit Pistons when you have LeBron and Anthony Davis on your team. So the fact that they dropped that game, that's why Anthony Davis is not number 1 on my list. Number 2 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Not the one being the best player on the other undefeated team in the NBA. Shai Gilgeous has been a top MVP candidate for the last 2 or 3 straight years now, with this including this season. So it's no surprise that he's up there. I just think he's playing tremendous basketball. He's still averaging about 30 a game. The assists are there. Even his defense is getting better. He's fitting into the system defense for Oklahoma Thunder's doing. So I just love what I'm seeing from SGA. And number 1, right now, and I called it before the season started. I said I needed to see an MVP caliber year from Jayson Tatum, and that's what we're doing. We're seeing an MVP caliber year from Tatum. He's averaging like 32 a game. He just looks unstoppable. He looks, when he decides he's going to score, there's not much you can do to stop him. If he misses a shot, it's probably not because you stopped him. It's probably because he was just off a little bit. He's just really looking unstoppable on the offensive end. And I love what I'm seeing from Jayson Tatum right now. I think at this point, let's also do a way too early Final 4. From what I'm seeing in the league right now. And like I said, it's first 2 weeks. It's just for fun. Let's go. Right now, I think obviously East-wise, you would say Cleveland, Boston. West-wise, me personally, I would say Oklahoma, most definitely. And I would say Dallas. I would say the Mavericks right now. Oklahoma and the Mavericks in the conference finals. But let's look at some other categories real quick. We'll go top 3 defensive player of the year candidates right now, in my opinion. I think Chet, in no particular order. I think Chet. I think Wembanyama, and I'm going to say Evan Mobley for number 3. That could change that forward spot. I think there's no denying Chet and Wembanyama is probably the top 2. But there's some players looking good out there too. Some other guys playing really good defense. Let's go do a real quick, let's do an all NBA team right now of who I would categorize as all NBA. Well, it'd probably be I don't know. You have to put Jokic in there, so that's tough. So let's just do a all-star team for the West real quick. All-star starters, all-star team for the East. Let's go East. Let's go Jalen Brunson at the 1. Donovan Mitchell at the 2. Go Tatum at the 3. Who would we go at the 4? Bam's been up and down. He's kind of like a 5. We haven't seen Embiid play yet. Nobody from the Celtics is really taking over that center spot. So let's just do forwards. We'll go Jaylen Brown in the starting lineup. And who for our last spot? There's a lot of good players out there. Like I said, Bam's been up and down. We're looking for a forward, so guys like LaMelo, Garland don't really count at this point. So we have to look into your top teams. Let's say Karl Anthony Towns. We're going to go Cat. Cat's been up and down, but I think he's probably right now the best center currently playing in the Eastern Conference. So let's go Karl Anthony Towns. Let's look at the West side. West side's easy for me. I'll go SGA. I'll go Luka at your guard spots. At the forward centers spots, I'm going to go Anthony Davis. I'm going to go Jokic. And I'm going to go Kevin Durant. Obviously, LeBron is an honorable mention. Steph Curry's an honorable mention, but that would be my 5 right now. Now let's get into our games on tonight and our spread and our picks. We have Detroit at Charlotte. We have Charlotte plus 1.5. I'm going to go Charlotte on this one. I'm going to go over 217. We have Orlando at Indiana. We have the Pacers at minus 5.5. I'm going to go Indiana on this one, and we'll go over 221. Then let's see. We have the Knicks at the Hawks. We have the Hawks at plus 6.5. Going to go the Knicks on this one. I think they win by more than 7. And yeah, we'll stick with the under 216. It's going to be a good one. We have Golden State at Boston. We have the Celtics at minus 6.5. I'm going to go for Warriors on this one. I'm going to go over 229. We have Spurs at Rockets. We have the Rockets at minus 6.5. I'm going to go for Spurs on this one. And I'm going to go over 219. We have the Lakers at Grizzlies. Grizzlies minus 1.5. I'm going to go with the Lakers on this one. And we're going to go under 226. We have Cavs at Pelicans. We have Pelicans at plus 6.5. I'm going to go Cavs on this one. I'm going to go over 224. We have Bulls at Mavericks. We have the Mavericks at minus 9.5. I'm going to go Bulls on this one. I don't know if they necessarily win. I don't think they'll lose by 10. Then we'll go over 231. We have Thunder at Nuggets. We have the Nuggets at plus 7.5. It's hard to argue with that until I see that someone can compete with the Thunder. We're going to go for Thunder on that. We're going to go over 222. We have the Heat at the Suns. We have the Suns at minus 5.5. I'm going to go for Suns on this one. And we'll go over 213. We have the Sixers at the Clippers. We have the Clippers minus 1.5. I'm going to go for Clippers and go over 218. We have Raptors at Kings. We have Kings at minus 10.5. I think that's a little too high. I'm going to go for Raptors, and we'll go over 238. Thank you for watching the episode. I'll see you on Friday.